We're coming close to the mystery of Easter. There are all kinds of ways to get ready to come close to this great mystery. Some things are done inside the church, and some things are done outside the church. And one of the things that's done outside of the church is to make Easter eggs. The only trouble is that many people have forgotten how to make real Easter eggs, and they don't even know their story. I'm going to tell you that story right now. There was once an old man and an old woman, and they lived just outside the walls of the great city of Jerusalem. They had everything they needed. They had a cow to give them milk, and they had a garden to get their vegetables. They had trees so that they could pick apples, dates, and figs, and they had chickens so that they could get their eggs. In the morning, the old man would go out to the hen house and he'd say, "Good morning, may I have some of your eggs?" Well, the chickens didn't mind, and they gladly gave him their eggs, and there were plenty. There were so many on some days that the old man took the ones that they didn't eat into the city so that he could sell them. One day, he took a basket full of eggs and he covered it with a white cloth and went into the city of Jerusalem. He went through a high gate and he went down a narrow stone street, and just as he was getting closer to the wider street, he saw that there was a huge crowd that had gathered, but they were really quiet. He pushed his way through the crowd with his eggs to see what was going on. And there he saw the Roman soldiers. They were taking 3 people through the city to crucify them outside the city walls. They were carrying the crosses that they were going to be nailed onto. One of them stumbled and almost fell as the old man watched. Well, the old man couldn't help himself, and he stepped out from the crowd and he caught that heavy wooden beam just before the man fell. Then the soldiers made the old man carry that piece of wood as he followed Jesus outside the walls. The old man, he stayed there all afternoon. Even when the sky got dark and it began to rain, he watched Mary and the others as they watched Jesus suffer and die. They took Jesus down from the cross and carried him away and put him in a stone tomb. The old man didn't follow. He started back towards home. But all of a sudden, he remembered he had left his basket of eggs. He hurried back to where he had begun to carry the cross, thinking, "I doubt that they're there." But he looked and he turned the corner and he saw them, and he rubbed his eyes and he looked again, and there was the basket. The basket was there. The cloth was still on the basket. He didn't think that there would be any eggs left inside that basket. But he reached inside, and there was something, and he pulled it out. He could barely believe his eyes. The egg, it was like a jewel. Oh, he looked at that basket. He took off the cover, and there were all the eggs. They were beautiful. They were colored and had wonderful designs on them. It was as if the eggs were trying to tell the story of what had happened that day. When the old man told this story, people began to decorate their eggs at Easter time, and they still do to this very day. Now, some people don't know why, but you do.